GTA Definitive Edition was certainly not the best project when it released. Countless glitches, unfinished gameplay, and completely degrading score Metacritic, this eventually made this game fall all the way down to absolute insanity. And to put the full thing for all 3 games at full price was an absolute joke. Especially having a regular car glitching up in the air like it's fucking Superman was definitely a hard pass on their aspect. However, when 2024 rolled around, of course this year, we saw a drastic improvement. The cutscenes got cleaner, the price got cheaper, the gameplay got way smoother, and the whole experience was just all a lot better than what we should have had at the start. Meaning that the Definitive Edition was finally fixed.
What I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
With the enhancement to the Definitive Edition on Vice City, the city looks more vibrant and more alive than ever. Out of the 3 games, Vice City is certainly the most pleasing to look at. Although San Andreas' sunsets do hit after a while after playing for quite a long time. One thing the Definitive Edition I think cleared up incredibly well was the ability to start a mission especially after you failed it, which was pretty much non-existent in the original games where you actually had to completely restart the mission from all the way back at the start, which was a pain in the you-know-what to actually just go ahead and do it before you end up just wanting to fail and just cancel the mission and just go and free roam anyway. We also got the iconic weapon wheel from GTA 5, which was pretty much just completely scrapped and put into this game, which I don't mind it. It's a really nice upgrade and it actually saves us just sliding from the little icon that we used to have back in the PS2 days, which I kind of like it. I mean, it's not a big upgrade, but I think it was certainly one that we needed. Flight controls have never really changed in these games, and it will probably never change, and it's definitely the biggest downfall in these games when it comes to trying to control vehicles in the games. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really argue that this has really changed at all. It's still pretty shit. Even the boats in all 3 of these titles are incredibly hard to manoeuvre. I don't know what it is about Rockstar, but they always end up making the cars the best to drive, but just neglecting all of the other vehicles in the game. It just doesn't make much sense. But when you add on that 1080p 4K upgrade, it makes these games look like modern art. What can I say? Also, leave a like down below if you remember the big ass moon in San Andreas. This was like a staple of this game. Where the character models are concerned, we didn't really see much of their face, as of course PS2 back then was kind of slow with the graphics. But of course, jump to now, we can actually see how good their faces actually are in these types of games. Of course it's not perfect, but it's still a minor improvement to what we saw originally back 20 years ago. Like, it's low-key crazy. I'm the same age as fucking San Andreas at this point. Like, where the fuck did the time go? One thing the Definitive Edition improved really well is the complete draw distance of all of these games, especially in San Andreas, where you can literally see from all the way out to the countryside as well as the sea. That is something that was never actually featured in the PS2 versions. This was far from a perfect Trilogy game when it came out, because this was just cluttered with shit and bugs, and it made the game even more likeable to the community with the countless YouTube videos that have been made on this game alone. Comparing this game to The Last of Us Remastered is like literally trying to compare cheese with wine. It's not really ever going to happen, as you know the fine wine is always going to be the better option. But in the end, the cheese becomes less and less disgusting, and you actually start to enjoy it a little bit more. That's kind of what the Definitive Edition is in comparison to most other remakes. With adding these new games into the next generation, we of course got a boatload of new trophies to explore. There was a bunch of new trophies to earn in these games, like trying to pick up as many people in a taxi as possible, to taking as many people to the hospital as possible in an ambulance, which was pretty fucking hell, I can't lie. We've even got a trophy for being a chick magnet in this game. Like, that just shows how many ladies that CJ truly has. Like, what a G, man. There's also a trophy where you have to go to as many clucking bells as possible, around 8 to be exact, and sometimes I just barf the burgers up. Like, I don't know what else you're supposed to do. I mean, of course, CJ does become a little bit fat, but of course you can burn all that off in the gym. That's also something that Grand Theft Auto 5 has never actually done, which is mental. But even after all this time, I'm still waiting for that bowling simulator from GTA 4. Like, that's still not in this game yet either. All 3 of these games have tremendous, incredible scores. San Andreas, of course, being the most popular and grew to popularity through other social media platforms because of how good the beat was on this tune. Vice City is probably around second. It definitely has a really technical 80s retro beat that I genuinely enjoy, and it's definitely up there with a really iconic soundtrack in gaming. GTA 3, however, has probably got to be my least favourite. There really isn't much going on with this theme apart from it just sounding like a depressed bell tower. But apart from that, I mean, it does its job either way. I mean, the killer is pretty much just as silent as the theme itself. It's pretty nonchalant. San Andreas' map size is still contained within the Definitive Edition version of the game, and it's just as the second biggest GTA map of all time, with of course covering San Fierro, the Grove Street area, and of course the Mig Mountain area, which just covers up so much of the space. It's absolutely insane. With a whole plethora of different things to do in this map, you're pretty much shrouded in the world within it. But that was of course until GTA 5 came along and blew us all away with Los Santos and of course Blaine County, making this the biggest GTA map of all time. Vice City in GTA Vice City is pretty much a decent city with all around great aspects to it. It's definitely the most colourful city out of all three of these games, and of course it has a very colourful aspect in comparison as it is set in the mid-80s. It is a great representation of Miami in real life, and I'm really excited to see how they expand upon this in GTA 6. When it comes to GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas, all three of these games have incredible playability. Whether you're a new player trying to witness these games for the first time, or you're pretty much an oldie just going back for some nostalgia, there's actually something for everyone in these types of games, especially if they aren't really super up to date with the kind of modernity that we have in other games nowadays. These are always titles you can always go back and literally never get bored of. 100%ing each of these games takes at least around over 70 hours to complete this whole game as itself, with all the missions, the side missions, the collectibles that all they have to offer. Like, there's a lot of fucking shit to do in these games, and it will definitely keep you busy for a while. But with that being said, guys, let me know down below what you think is the best GTA game out of all the Definitive Edition. Is it GTA 3, Vice City or San Andreas? And let me know what your favourite nostalgic moments are with these games, because I can definitely tell they're definitely going to be a lot in the comment section. That's all from me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.